Welcome back to That's It. So, a young, innocent, precious girl was taken from us way, way, way too soon. Kamani Latigue was taken last week, brutalized, murdered, assaulted by her father, Darnell Jones. And he's in custody right now, thank God. And we're not going to understand why this happened to this young girl to make sense why this father, Darnell Jones, did this to his daughter. What possessed him to do this, to take an innocent child's life who had her whole life ahead of her, and what possessed him to do this. It just was pure act of evil, pure act of evil. And there's no excusable for what he has done to her. It doesn't make any sense. And will we ever find answers why he did it, even though he confessed? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. And it's just very sad. And it just breaks my heart. It breaks the whole community's heart that going through this, especially the mother and the grandmother. Apparently, the grandmother is arrested. I'm not sure why, but I'm definitely going to do more investigation why the grandmother was arrested. Was she involved in this? Did she knew what was going to happen to her granddaughter? I don't. I will hope not that she was not involved, because if that's the case, then that's pure evilness, and I'm disgusted if she was involved in this. Um, Again, I want to gather more information and more evidence to see why they arrested her. I don't know if it's just all talk or just rumors, but again, I'm not going to go by what people are saying or what I've been hearing on TikTok. I'm definitely going to do my research, to see and figure out why, if she was arrested or not. But back to this, thank God we still have moral people, people that's honest and will do the right thing and not to hide and cover things up. And this beautiful angel, beautiful, had her whole life ahead of her. Just, again, taken way, way too soon. Way, way too soon, of an act of evilness of this man, Darnell Jones, taking this precious girl's life for no apparent reason. Like, what did she done to you? What would you what will possess you to do that? And to me, Satan. Satan was in him. I don't know if he was on drugs or if he was drinking. I don't know what possessed him to do that to this young girl and what he did. And I don't want to say it because it's just utterly appalling to me that he did what he did to her. And you can read it on the news or the articles, but I'm not going to repeat it because it's just utterly disgusting what he did to this girl. And but yeah, like I said, thank God there's some decent moral people out there that will tell the truth and do the right thing. And when I'm talking about Darnell Jones' girlfriend, she is the one who informed the police officers what she suspected and what he has done. She's the one who called law enforcement, and that's why he got arrested. Thank God for that, because would if she would have just turned a blind eye or cover it up, or just play off like nothing happened, they would have never caught him. They would have never caught him. Excuse me, it was like a fly. They would never caught him, and there would never be justice for her. It would have been like an unsolved mystery, or the police, the law enforcement would have eventually figured out like what really happened to Kimani. But thank God that the girlfriend actually spoke up and said something, because she knew something was wrong. She knew something wasn't right. Something didn't make any sense of his behavior and his actions of what he was doing. And I'm going to show you a clip of the video, what she was saying. She didn't want her face to be shown, rightfully so, because she has a daughter by this man, which is very bizarre and weird. And he has a daughter by his girlfriend, which is much younger than Keimani. And I just don't understand like what possessed him to do that to her. Not saying that he should have done it to the young girl, but I again, we will never know what deranged what's going on in his head. To be honest with you, we will never know that. at least he confessed, and I'm glad that he confessed because now they can just throw the book at him, and so he can spend his last forever days in prison. And maybe once he's in prison, maybe the prison guards, whatever, will teach him a lesson not to do that too young to his own daughter. Because I know those inmates, they don't like that. They don't like pedophiles. They don't like rapists, and they don't like them. They don't like when men harm young, innocent, defensive child who can't defend themselves. Okay, they don't like that apparently, and that's what I was. That's what I heard. Okay, so I just cannot wait until they throw the book at him, and he spend his last pathetic life in prison. Now, it won't bring her back, obviously. It won't, but at least there will be justice for her. There will be justice for her. And it's just sad. It's just sad that this had to happen to her. And it shouldn't have happened. She trusted her own father to protect her from harm. And she never thought in a million years that her own blood, her own father, will harm her and do this heinous act on her. It's just disgusting. You just never know who you can trust, especially a family member. You think that you'd be safe with your family member, someone that you trust and love, and then the one family member that betrayed you would do something to harm you. It's just unfathomable, and it's disgusting, and it's just not right. And it's absolutely wrong. And I'm disgusted by this. I'm disgusted by the whole situation because this shouldn't have happened at all, period. Now I'm going to show you the interview that she gave, and here we go.
Learned it was Darnell Jones' girlfriend who helped police with evidence in the case. That woman, who asked us not to identify her, tells us Jones called her Friday and asked her to turn off the cameras at the home. She says she got suspicious and did not turn them off, and she adds she was in the bedroom when a relative saw Jones move some items from his SUV into the house and hide them under the basement stairs. She called police, who got a search warrant and then took the evidence.
What did he hide under your stairs?
It was like a mat for the back of the truck, not a pickup, but SUV. When you lay your seats down and you put that rubber mat in there to protect the back of your seats in case you're hauling something. That's what he rolled up and put in my basement. And his work boots, which were caked with mud, and he hadn't worked in a while.
Okay. So I'm happy and pleased that she did the right thing, because she has a daughter herself, and I believe that she don't want her daughter. She don't want anyone to do that to her daughter. And I'm not speaking for her, but I'm just saying that as her as a mother, that she didn't want that, and she didn't want that on her conscience, because she is a mother and that she has a daughter herself. So she did the right thing, and I commend her for doing that, for doing the right thing, and turning Darnell Jones in, because what he did was just unbelievable, despicable, and disgusting, and a heinous thing to do to a 14-year-old child. And as you know, that her birthday just passed last Friday. She would have been 14 years old. And again, I'm pleased that the girlfriend did the right thing, and he turned him in. And now due process. Now he has to go through due process, and obviously he's not going to be released. There's not going to be there might be arraignment, but he's not going to be released on bail because he just murdered someone. He murdered his own daughter, an innocent teenager girl who didn't do anything to him. So he's just going to, stay in jail until, I hope there's not a trial. There shouldn't be a trial, to be honest with you. He confessed. He confessed that he murdered his daughter. There shouldn't be a trial. Just sentence this monster and lock him up and throw away the key. That's it. That's it. Just lock him up. Lock him up. I don't know if there's death penalty over there. I don't know in that state. But you know what? There's no reason to waste taxpayers' money and all the trial and stuff like that. There's no need for it. Why put the family through that? Why put the family through all that heartache and then have him testify, or have the defense attorney to testify and just to hear the gruesome things that he did to her? You don't want to hear that. The family members don't want to hear that. The community don't want to hear that. We already know what he did to that poor girl. Okay, so there shouldn't be a trial, in my opinion. Again, The man confessed, okay? He confessed, just sentence the bastard, okay? And lock him up. Lock him up. And he should be getting down on his knees and asking God for forgiveness and repentance, because he has no right to take a life, okay? No right to take a life. That's God's decision. God gives, God takes. And for him to do that is unfathomable. You hear me? It's despicable. He should get down on his knees and ask for forgiveness and repentance, because he has no business taking an innocent child's life for no apparent reason, who cannot defend herself. Okay? She trusted this man. She trusted her father. And for him to betray her like that is unforgivable. And I know that as Christians, we have to forgive, because we don't want that bitterness. We don't want that hatred inside of us, because they will win. They will have the power over us. But it's hard to do that when this monster took an innocent child. Even though this is not my child, but I'm speaking for her in her behalf. I'm speaking for all the children out there that didn't have a voice, that couldn't defend themselves, to get away from monsters like Darnell Jones, because he is a monster. He is. And I hope and pray that God have mercy on his soul, because he's going to need it. He really is. And if there is a hell, which I do believe there is, he's going there. Okay? He sure ain't going to heaven. That's for sure. He's not going to heaven. He's going straight to hell, where he belongs. And I'm sorry, because this is just unacceptable. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing on the news that, grown-ass adults are taking children's life, innocent, beautiful children, for no apparent reason. For no apparent reason. If you're unhappy with your life, then I don't know. I'm not, condoning someone to take their own life, but you know what? Don't take it out on the children. Don't take it out on teenage girls or boys, okay? If you're unhappy within yourself or you're demented, find some help. But don't take it out on a child who's innocent. This is an innocent, beautiful child that her life was cut short by an evil, deranged man, okay? Evil, deranged man. And I hope and pray they throw the book at him. Sentence him to life. No possibility of parole. That's it. No possibility of parole. Let him die in prison. Let him die. Let him die in prison. Okay? I don't care. Let him die. Because you didn't give her a chance. You didn't give your daughter a chance. She couldn't speak. She couldn't defend herself. She didn't even have a chance. You took that away from her. You took that away from her. So no one doesn't feel sorry for you. No one doesn't have mercy for you. I sure don't. I pity you. I pity you. And we shouldn't even be talking about this monster. We should be talking about the life of Keimani, because she was a beautiful, beautiful young girl who had her whole life ahead of her. Like I said, everyone was giving this girl praise, how a good student she is, how kind she was, how just the future was just so bright for her, so bright. And we're going to honor her life, not her death, her life. That's what we're going to do. We're going to honor her life and continue to say her name and continue to have justice for her, because she does deserve that. She really does. And I am praying for the family, the mother, the community, that you all come together. It's a beautiful thing that what they're doing when they found her remains in that abandoned house. I know a lot of people are saying that, oh, why people are doing that, why people are setting balloons and bears and stuff like that. Why not? That's where she passed. That's where she died. So what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with it. And if you don't like it, don't say anything. Shut up. Don't say a word. Those people, the community, they're absolutely doing nothing wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. They're paying their respects what happened to her, because that's where she died. She died. And people say, oh, they should have done it somewhere else. Oh, why they could have done all those things when she was alive. How do you know? How do you know if they didn't do all those things? How do you know they were not talking great things about her? You don't know. We don't know. So why these people from TikTok are saying all these meaningful things? Because people are paying their respects. People are just giving nice things and putting balloons and bears and cards where she passed. I don't see anything wrong with it. I really don't. But anyway, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's fine. But don't give attitude and don't give like all these nasty comments because people are paying their respects for this girl. Okay, it's just wrong. You know what I mean? And if you don't agree with it, just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. I don't see anything wrong by this because that's where she passed. That's where she died. I don't see why not. I see a lot of when I pass by on the road and people go through car accidents. People have like flowers or this little wreath that they leave when that person passed. What's wrong with that? I see it all the time when I'm driving through the highway or the main roads. Nothing wrong with it. It's the same thing. What's the big deal? Absolutely nothing. Okay? Absolutely nothing. And I just wanted to comment on that because it's just ridiculous. People just paying their respects. That's all. That's all. And that's all I have to say about that. I definitely will keep you updated in regards to this. But my heart goes out to the family. I'm going to continue praying for them. It's not easy for a parent to lose a child. It's really not. And I can't even imagine what the mother's going through. I really can. I'm not a parent yet myself. However, I do have 4 beautiful nieces, and I can't imagine something happened to each of 4. I can't imagine what I would do if something happened to each and one of them. Even though I didn't give birth to them physically, but I witnessed them coming to the world. Okay, all 4 of them. Witness. So even though I didn't give birth personally, but they're still a part. They're my family. They're my 4 beautiful nieces. So I can't even imagine if something happened to each and one of them. I couldn't. And I can understand what the mother is going through, the pain, the sorrow, and again, my heart goes out to her. I'll be praying for her and in the community, and each and one of you should do the same as well. And this should have never have happened. This should never have happened, ever. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. That's it with Cheryl. Let me know your thoughts about this. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I love you all, and I really appreciate each and one of you taking the time to listen to what I have to say, because I do say a lot, and I do have a lot to say. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, and God bless.